But yeah, apparently there's a Gravity Rush movie. So
why would there be they discontinued the... All right.
They shut down the studio.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, they shut down
Japan studio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that and they
Thick bingus.
the servers of the game went down after less than a year.
Yeah, but they can still make money off the IP.
Well, nobody played it. Who's going to watch the movie?
I don't know, but they're making it.
I mean, you should... I mean, oh my gosh. What are the... Here, I'm going to lean forward for a minute. What's the price? How much does a copy of the old Gravity Rush cost nowadays? Let me look.
Not worth it.
How am I supposed to get that?
I think there was a Scott the Woz bit where how expensive Gravity Rush is now.
On. Yes!
You did it! Hooray!
Lo hicimos, we did it. Dum-pa-da-bum-bum-bum-bum.
Oh yeah,
We
Mikey,
jumped
speaking
on
of
the
Resident
silver
Evil,
ball and
what
floated through the air. Yeah, we did it.
What made you want to play Resident Evil 6 of all the ones we could play?
Did you
on the
folks play
show?
it?
Yeah, or what just made you want that one?
Because it's, honestly, I think it's kind of good.
It's not, but yeah.
The
Sure.
prices
And
aren't
I
too
think
bad.
I think it would be hilarious to make Ethan play that with how much he hates it.
Resident Evil 6? It's... No, you know, it's one of those things where it's not bad, it's just boring and dull. So it's like, that's not fun. It's just not fun.
It's a bad Resident Evil game.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog 06, that's hilarious because the game fucking sucks, but Resident Evil 6 is boring. It sucks because it's boring.
I don't agree with that. That if you thought the biggest problem with that game is that it was boring, then I don't know what game you played.
It is boring. It's literally, it's just a shooting hall. It's like the game, there's no substance to any of it. The game doesn't feel, it's like, it feels alright to play, but there's no resource management. It's just like a generic third-person shooter at this point.
I mean, I could argue that Resident Evil 5 was also that, if I really wanted to.
Not at all.
I loved Resident Evil 5 a
Yeah,
lot.
Resident Evil 5 compared to Resident Evil 6 is a much different game.
I don't agree with that at all.
Because you're wrong. And a lot of people would agree that you're wrong. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 compared to Resident Evil 6 is a much different game. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 compared to Resident Evil 6 is a much different game. But that's why you're the Exo Paradigm gamer.
If you want to argue that RE6 is a shitty horror game, sure.
No. Resident Evil 5 is not a horror game. It is a co-op action game.
So is RE6.
Yeah, but it's a shitty co-op action
It's a shitty
game.
co-op action game.
Yeah, you got your different.
It's literally the exact same core game loop and mechanics, my friend.
No, not at all.
The only thing they really changed is how you heal.
No. There are 3 different campaigns that go on way too long.
Yes, that is a real problem with the game.
The levels are like 2 hours long each.
Unless you've got infinite ammo, then you're
there's
gonna
that-
just be shooting all. Oh god.
There was that one bit where like a scorpion monster grabs the lady in the dress and is running around, and you have to shoot the monster while she's awkwardly being carried by this scorpion monster thing and around a house. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that
when
part.
when I saw that was the stupidest shit I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the game's funny.
I turned it off and never played it again.
The game is hilarious.
I wouldn't say it's hilarious. It's definitely silly, but
Remember the part where there was a naked woman running around. It was like Helena's sister or something. And they were like, you were riding around on minecarts and she was just naked for some reason.
Why?
Yeah, because she just got out of. They just kind of pulled out.
Oh yeah,
of
she was a
pod or
chrysalid.
something.
That's why.
Yeah.
Ooh, now we get to see her boobles.
Remember when Derek Simmons got turned into a monster because someone shot a sniper rifle bolt at him and it had like a virus in it? So then he turns into a giant thing and chases you up a skyscraper. Then you kill him like 6 different times. Then you get to the top of the skyscrapers and you're headed for a helicopter. And then for no reason at all, he's still alive and turns into a giant fly. And then you kill the giant fly and he turns back into a man and he falls down and lands on the fucking obelisk in the center of the plaza, and it stabs right through his heart. And then that's what kills him. And then the blood, incidentally, happens to go onto the umbrella logo to make it red.
This living flame has been entrusted to the royal family. The flames of disaster will awaken it.
Yeah, this guy's totally doing a Clancy Brown impression.
Not happen.
Fart 1 at 50% speed.
Yeah.
What happened to Elise?
I've already done that like 20 times though. So I guess this time let's do Fuzzball at 30% speed.
Eternal sun.
Just mute us.
Fuzzball.
Mute us saying all of the
royal family. Fall into slumber with a royal Fuzzball.
As Clement once said, Father of the Year. Because apparently you can use. There's the piglet, and he's sealing the Balrog from Lord of the Rings.
She's the piglet.
Yeah,
she looks like a swine.
Clancy Brown is using one of the Master Emeralds to seal the Balrog from the Lord of the Rings inside of the piglet.
I'm sorry, but
right.
Can you take her to a safe?
I'm dying. Oh, dear rabbit.
The tops are made out of rubber. The bottoms are made out of the spring.
Wait, isn't Pooh Bear's in the public domain now? I always forget about that.
Yeah. So is Steamboat Willie.
Michael edit in a clip of baby Michael watching Winnie the Pooh on a VCR in 1996.
Michael edited in the entire Steamboat Willie segment.
Michael put it in the corner at 2% size and just leave it there.
2% speed too.
Yeah. And then edit last order spinning around.
Michael, edit in a fart when he falls over dust there and hits the ground.
It's like...
No, like the second he hits the ground, instead of the thud, it's... Oh, edit in the new fart sample I recorded just today.
Okay. Okay, so here comes the blue emerald.
Yes.
Pay attention to this. Silver found the blue emerald in the snow at White Acropolis after beating the Egg Genesis boss. You know, that annoying flying boss we fought at the end of the last session.
Uh-huh.
So now he's setting the piglet down with the newly sealed Balrog inside of her. You know, it's creepy because her head looks exactly the same as the adult Elise. But yeah. And by the way, the Duke said if she ever cries, then the Balrog will come out. And yet, her father just fucking died, and her castle was destroyed, and she is now orphaned, living alone. And apparently she never cried once for 10 years.
Time to return.
Huh. I guess she really didn't care about them.
Once she cries, it'll obliterate, but she hasn't cried in that long.
The reason that Eggman wanted her in Sonic's campaign was because she has the Balrog sealed inside her, aka the Flames of Disaster, as he always says. So he was trying to find a way to let her out, but all he really had to do was stub her toe so she'd cry. Yeah, so here comes the blue emerald.
All she had to do is stubber to. It seems like a bit of a.
Bless
Yeah.
you. So he takes
and
the
it's not
blue
even a
emerald
stuffed
out of
toe
his
that makes her
asshole.
cry.
He takes the blue emerald out of his butthole and decides for no reason to give it to Elise. Which is why she has a blue emerald at the beginning of Sonic's story in the CGI segment. Right? She's holding it when he says, "The Chaos Emerald!" Then she's like, "Oh no, my Chaos Emerald." And then she throws it to Sonic. That is the same fucking emerald.
So she's had that in her hot pocket for 10 years?
Yes. Which means one of two things. One, Silver doing this caused a duplicate blue emerald to appear. So from this point on in the timeline, there are two blue emeralds. The alternate theory is that after Sonic gave the blue emerald to Eggman and he used it to send him to the future, he somehow lost it in the snow outside of his base, and then Silver picked it up. So it's like a recursive loop.
Start over one more time.
Blaze. What did you see?
I mean, that's pretty much it. It's either, at that point, he either created a time travel duplicate where there are two blue emeralds from that point on.
So she has the emerald. She's had the emerald forever until she threw it to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Where did the other one come from?
Well, there must have been a blue emerald for it to have appeared in the snow outside of the base when he picked it up after fighting the Egg Genesis.
The Sonic grabbed it?
Silver did. It was at the very beginning of the session, which is why I called attention to it, but you guys didn't listen to me.
Of course not. Why would we ever listen to you?
Yeah, because
I'm not even listening to you right now.
it's literally like, how do I say this? It's
and also,
they don't think they cared, and you're putting too much thought to something they literally did not think about.
Well, that I agree with that they probably weren't thinking very hard about it because they knew they were just going to retcon the game out of existence with the ending anyway. So who cares if there's...
I don't think they even had time to write about the game.
But I also want to mention...
I peel spuds every day.
I also want to mention that Sonic and Shadow both brought an emerald back from the future. That's how they returned, is they opened a portal with emeralds they found in the future. One in Crisis City and one in Volcano Dome, or whatever that level's called. And they brought it back with them, which means that there's both a present-day green emerald, or whatever color that was, and one they brought back from the future. So there are now two of those emerald colors. And technically 3, because Rouge gave the green emeralds to Omega to bender his way to the future so he could give it to Shadow, which means that there are technically 3 of them.
And there's actually 4, because I have a drawing of one up on my wall right now.
I don't get it.
And there's 5 because of the one that I have
in my pocket right now.
Oh,
Blaze
pocket.
Blaze is keeping another green emerald in her that I've edited on. It's just going to be a hole with the green emerald sticking out.
Ah, jeez.
Is Steamboat Willie still playing?
Steamboat Willie is playing instead of Blaze's.
No.
Michael. All right. Hold on, just a cotton picking second here.
There you go, the sniff fart. Why does it have to take 50 years to load a text box?
Because this game is bad.
Like, Clement brought this up in his review. Honestly, I think this game is kind of good too, after playing it again, but I am going to say that if they were so rushed and running out of time and could not finish everything, why did they waste their time making town missions? That is one thing that I really don't get.
Probably because they were already
because the overworld is already as boring as possible. They wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Add time to the purchase, therefore trying to pad out the
Let me add.
game.
Let me speak to my second topic on my topic list. Considering that Mikey is a sandwich, what are the implications for global trade routes in a post-Russia-Ukraine war?
What?
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't. I
What?
refuse.
What do you mean I don't have any rings?
You don't have any rings.
You don't have the rings.
There's
You
nothing to
lost
throw, so I have to get up and use the slap.
You should have gotten up and got down with the sickness.
Too bad I'm insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain!
Monkey cheese,
Fuck
monkey
it
cheese.
all and no regrets. I turn the lights down in these dark sets.
I hit the lights on these dark sets. Tie my noose and hang myself. Saint Anger around. The biggest problem. You know what the biggest problem with Saint Anger is?
The drums?
No, I like the drums.
I did actually put a Saint Anger drum roll in the last episode.
Really?
Yeah, you were like, Mikey, put the worst drum solo you can find, or drum roll you can find over the playthrough, because I was fighting Silver for 100 years. And then I just edited in a drum track from Saint Anger.
Boom. Boom.
I do kinda like that riff. What?
My
He
lifestyle.
just touched me with his face!
I
Oh
know.
my
Shouldn't
God.
count!
You know
What
what's
the
really
fuck is happening?
You know what's really funny is every time I look at Michael's Discord picture, which is a baby image of himself, Discord makes the surrounding image look like that color, so it looks like it's just a tiny face.
Mikey edited in the full-size picture of baby Mikey, who is less than a month old, being held by his grandmother and looking super unimpressed.
I've been doing the same thing. I've been uploading all of the gosh darn. I've been uploading all of the transcribing all those videos from VHS to digital, and let me tell you, there's some good bits in there.
What brought upon that your guys' interest or that process of you guys doing that? It just seemed out of nowhere that you were both like taking VHS and then transferring them into CDs.
Well, I'm not transferring them to CDs. I'm just uploading them onto YouTube, and I can share them with my family easier that way. I did it because, well, first of all, I was a little bit more intrigued, realizing it was a possibility ever since Michael was doing it. But we've been looking for My Family tapes for years, but we had figured that they had most likely been destroyed by my stepmother.
Oh, that bitch. I don't want you taking pictures of my family. And it's literally a video of a pug barking.
Yeah. The dog barking at nothing, that wasn't Chazzy. That was my dad's current pug. But, yeah, you kind of hit the head on the...
Nail on the head.
You hit nail on the head. You hit the head on the coffin.
Yep. Coffin nails.
Nice.
But, I went to my dad's place over Crimbus, and I was digging around, and I found him. I found a whole box of crap. I was like, no way. And what had happened is that they were perfectly there the whole time. It's just that anytime we ask my dad to do anything, he will never, ever do it. We asked him many times over the last few years, help us find those tapes, and he never once did. And I found them just sitting in a shelf. But I was like, well, I want to see some of this stuff, because, you know, we thought this had been long destroyed. But instead, we have 38 tapes here.
That's almost enough to do a Black Spine episode.
There's some pretty good bits in it. A what?
A Black Spine episode.
What the hell is that?
Is Red Letter Media.
Yeah, it's a Black Spine. It's like just a blank.
It's a tape with no label on it.
Oh yeah, I have some of those too. Because I right before everything started becoming digital, I actually did record a few TV shows on VHS. I think I recorded a few Pokemon episodes on VHS in like circa 2007, 2008. And I still have them, so I mean, I'm excited to go back and kind of watch those now because it's been a while.